Ever wondered why your morning coffee costs what it does, or why a recession across the globe makes your wallet feel lighter? Welcome to the wonderful world of economics, where two heavyweights, microeconomics and macroeconomics, slug it out daily, impacting every corner of our lives. Let's dive in and see what makes these two branches of economics so different and yet so intertwined. And don't worry, I promise to keep it fun. Think of microeconomics as the zoomed-in lens of a camera. It focuses on the little guys, individuals, households, and businesses. Microeconomics examines how these small players make decisions and interact in markets. In a nutshell, microeconomics is the study of the trees rather than the forest. Ever wondered why that cup of artisanal coffee costs an arm and a leg? Microeconomics has your back. It's all about supply, demand, and those pesky little things called elasticities. Think of it as economics in magnifying glass mode, where every decision, from buying a latte to choosing whether to binge watch Netflix or study for that exam, has its own economic rationale. Consider your favorite coffee shop. Microeconomics explains why that delicious latte costs $5. It delves into the costs of coffee beans, milk, and barista wages. It also considers your willingness to pay for that caffeine fix. The concept of supply and demand comes into play here. If everyone in your town suddenly becomes a coffee addict, the demand skyrockets, possibly driving prices up. Microeconomics also explains how the coffee shop decides on prices, how much coffee to brew each day, and even why they might offer a discount during happy hour. It's all about optimizing resources and making smart choices to maximize profits. Now, let's pull back that camera lens. Macroeconomics is the wide-angle view, focusing on the economy as a whole. It's concerned with large-scale economic factors and trends like national productivity, inflation, and unemployment. Macroeconomics is all about understanding the forest, not just the trees. It deep dives into the grand symphony of economic policies, fiscal and monetary measures, and the interplay of international trade, all with the goal of keeping the economy humming along like a well-oiled machine. Ever wondered why your country's economy is booming or busting? Macroeconomics holds the key. It's about understanding the broader trends and forces shaping the economic landscape. Remember the financial crisis of 2008? That's a classic case for macroeconomics. It wasn't just about a single bank or a few homeowners. It was about the entire financial system and global economy crashing down. Macroeconomists study how such events impact national and global economies and how policies can mitigate the damage. During the Great Recession, governments and central banks around the world stepped in with stimulus packages and monetary policies to revive their economies. These actions are all about macroeconomics, dealing with interest rates, inflation, and national spending to stabilize the economy. So, what are the key differences between microeconomics and macroeconomics? Microeconomics looks at individual markets and players, while macroeconomics looks at the economy as a whole. Micro is all about supply and demand in specific markets, consumer behavior, and firm production. Macro is concerned with overall economic performance, national income, and global economic policies. Micro explains the price of coffee at your local cafe, while macro explains why a recession hits the global economy. Imagine a world where economists only focused on one and not the other. It would be like trying to understand a novel by reading only every other word. Micro and macroeconomics are two sides of the same coin. To get the full picture of how economies work, we need both perspectives. So, next time you sip your coffee or read about a national economic policy, you'll know whether to thank or blame microeconomics or macroeconomics. Remember, while they might focus on different scales, both are crucial for understanding the complex and fascinating world of economics. The pandemic is a perfect example of micro and macroeconomics in action. On a micro level, businesses had to adapt to new norms, with some thriving, hello, Zoom, and others struggling, farewell, many beloved local restaurants. On a macro level, governments around the world implemented fiscal and monetary policies to cushion the economic blow, such as stimulus checks and interest rate cuts. In the end, microeconomics and macroeconomics aren't rivals, they're partners in crime, each offering a unique perspective on how economies function. Whether you're zooming in on the details or taking a panoramic view, economics is all about unraveling the mysteries of supply, demand, growth, and prosperity. So, there you have it, the not-so-secret life of microeconomics and macroeconomics. Remember, economics doesn't have to be dull and daunting. It's the ultimate backstage pass to understanding the dance of dollars and the symphony of sense that shapes our world.